Reliance Industries, they've been all over the news lately. Their stock has been up and down, and now this interesting move buying into an American company, Wave Tech Helium.
Yeah, Wave Tech Helium. They're all about, well, you guessed it, helium.
Helium. Huh. So we're talking more than just party balloons here.
Oh, yeah, way more. Helium is super important for a bunch of different industries.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Okay, well, in the medical field, think MRI machines.
Okay, I see. And what else?
On the tech side, it's crucial for making semiconductors. It's pretty versatile stuff.
That's what I find kind of surprising, to be honest. I mean, Reliance is this giant energy company, right? Mainly known for oil and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Getting into helium seems like a totally different direction.
It might seem that way at first glance, but it makes sense when you dig a little deeper. You have to remember that Reliance is the biggest company in India.
I did not know that.
Yeah, their growth in recent years has been incredible. They've got their fingers in so many pies,
Oh, yeah.
telecom, even retail. So this move into helium is a signal they are looking ahead, thinking about the future, especially since the demand for helium is only going up.
Interesting. So you're saying it's not just for balloons then? I have to admit, I didn't realize how widely used it is.
Not at all. We've talked about MRIs and semiconductors, but it's also used in space exploration.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and get this, the way they extract helium is often tied to natural gas production,
So that's the connection.
which could be a good fit for Reliance, especially with their growing interest in cleaner energy sources.
I see. It's all starting to come together now. So how did Reliance actually get involved with this Wave Tech Helium company? What did they do?
Well, one of their subsidiaries invested $12 million, which gave them a 21% stake.
In Wave Tech, a decent chunk of the company then.
And it's worth noting that Wave Tech is a relatively new company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they literally just started commercial operations this year in 2024.
And how did the stock market react to this news, to this acquisition?
Oh, it reacted. Reliance's stock jumped over 2% after the announcement.
Not that at all. No?
Not bad at all. It has been a bit of a roller coaster ride for their stock lately, though.
Oh, yeah? In what way?
Well, they hit their highest point back in July, but then had a low in November. And this month, November has not been great, down about 3%.
So this helium news gave them a nice little bump then.
It did. And of course, you can't forget about the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, right? That's pushed oil prices up, which is generally seen as a good thing for oil-producing companies like Reliance.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, I was reading a report from Seals J, an analyst group, and they seemed really optimistic about Reliance's stock. They even gave it a target price that's significantly higher than what it's currently trading at.
Yeah, CLEC is pretty bullish on Reliance. They think that the market's not fully appreciating the potential of Reliance's new energy business.
That's the one they pumped billions into, right?
Exactly, something like $40 billion.
I've heard about that. They're building this massive solar power plant, aren't they?
It's actually called a solar gigafactory. And they're not stopping there. Their plan is to manufacture solar panels completely from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole process, start to finish. That's what they call vertical integration. It gives them more control over everything and could make them super competitive in the solar market.
So this move into helium is not just some random thing. It's part of a bigger plan for Reliance, a strategy.
Absolutely. They are preparing for the future of energy, which is moving away from just oil and gas toward a more diverse mix. Things like helium are going to be crucial in this new landscape.
And this aligns with the global push for clean energy, right?
100%. It's all about anticipating where the demand will be and getting there first. Reliance is emerging as a real player in the energy world, thinking about a wider range of solutions, not just oil and gas anymore.
And this huge solar project, this gigafactory, that's a prime example of that shift, right?
It is. Their goal is to have a whopping 20 gigawatts of solar power operational by 2026 or 2027.
That's a seriously ambitious target.
It is ambitious, but Reliance has a history of setting big goals and actually achieving them.
I guess that's how they got to be the biggest company in India. It is.
Exactly. They've consistently managed to dominate the industries they enter. And now, with this helium investment, they're positioning themselves as key players in another high-demand market.
That's fascinating. So what does all this mean for investors?
For investors, it's a signal. Reliance is showing that it's forward-thinking, and willing to diversify its portfolio to ensure long term growth. Their move into clean energy and now into specialty gases like helium shows they're not just sticking to traditional energy sources.
And with the global demand for helium growing, this could be a lucrative bet.
Absolutely. Plus, helium isn't easy to come by. Its extraction is complex and global supply is often tight. Companies that can secure reliable sources will have a big advantage.
And Reliance seems to be getting in at the right time.
They are. This could pay off massively in the future, especially as technologies like semiconductors and space exploration continue to grow, both of which heavily rely on.
I guess the lesson here for investors is to keep an eye on companies that are diversifying and preparing for the future.
Exactly. Diversification, especially into emerging markets like helium, is often a good indicator of a company's foresight and ability to adapt to changing global demands.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Reliance is clearly a company to watch, not just in India, but globally.
No doubt about it. They're making moves that could redefine their image from being just an energy giant to being a leader in the broader spectrum of advanced materials and clean energy.
And with that, I think we'll wrap up this discussion. Thanks for breaking all this down.
My pleasure. Always fun to dive into the trends shaping the future.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Is helium the next big thing, or is this just another business move? Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this one.
Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.